to the end of the regular season People's Game Day. I'm Dallas Hanson, joined by Josh Borum, Lane Millay, and Lardy Jardy. We're going to come over our picks here in a little bit, but before we do that, we got to talk about the bet I had with Lardy last week. And Lardy, what did I bet you again?
I believe you said outright the Detroit Lions at the fearsome Ford Field were going to beat Green Bay.
That's true. I did, Betty.
Oh, and it's even a Miller Lite, the proudest beer in all of Milwaukee. How'd that go? Are you simple?
I couldn't get it popped with my thumb. I was trying to do it the old-fashioned way. It's because these Miller Lite cans.
They're too tough, unlike you. What do you got this week, BD?
All right, this week,
That was
betting Lane Millay.
to watch.
I'm betting Lane Millay, since he's this big Clemson fan and hates Notre Dame. I'm betting Lane Millay that Notre Dame beats Clemson outright. I think it's, 10? But anyways, Lane, would you take that bet?
Absolutely. I am all in on Clemson, baby.
This is a bad bet.
All in.
You're a bad bet. Anyways. So that's our bet for the week. All right, let's get down to it. We had an interesting winner from, well, she obviously knew her shit, but Sarah Morris is going to be our guest picker again. She was the best guest of the year. Josh, you went 11-1?
Did she ask about me?
That's a question we can answer here in about 5 minutes. But Sarah went 11-1. She's a big Bama fan, and honestly, I can tell Jaredy's been talking about this for weeks. Can we get Sarah back on? When can Sarah come back on? Well, Jaredy, tonight's the night. It's the final dance, and here we go. Welcome back. We're joined by the one, the only, the queen of pick'ems, Sarah Morris. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me again. I can't wait to crush all of your records.
No kidding. You know, Sheridan asked something before we went to commercial. He asked if you asked about him. So have you been thinking about Jaredy at all?
No.
Okay.
She didn't even dangle.
All right. That said, let's get to our picks here. All right. We
Brush right past that.
We got Friday night games. So let's go UAB at Marshall. Marshall, the home of Randy Moss. Marshall is a 5.5 favorite here. I'm taking Marshall. Lane, who do you like in this one?
I also have Marshall on this one. I really could care less about this game, to be completely honest. But, Marshall, they got a rich history. That was not what I was looking for, but go ahead, you guys.
Skip Bayless could never.
Yeah.
Ego? Yeah. All right. I have Marshall. Foreman, Jordan.
I think Lane's referring to the deadly plane crash from 50 years ago.
That's what it takes to get Matthew McConaughey on campus. I mean,
I'm thinking Marshall with that rich history.
Can we just keep moving, please?
Jaredy?
you mentioned Randy Moss. Can we get a little love for Byron Leftwich getting carried down the field by his own lineman? Chad Pennington, for God's sakes. They were undefeated earlier this year. I'm going Marshall. Don't forget Team Cato. What a guy.
Next, we have Ball State at Buffalo. Buffalo, 13.5 favorite here. I'm taking Buffalo. Lane, who do you like in this one?
I think you'd be crazy not to take Buffalo after watching what they did a couple weeks ago. I think they're fun to watch. I can't wait to watch this game. Honestly, that's a super explosive offense, and it's a hell of a good time to watch. So, yeah, absolutely. Buffalo. Sarah?
I'm going Buffalo. I think they're going to rush for 400-plus yards, and they're going to have themselves a hell of a game. Jordan and Josh?
I don't like what Buffalo did to our boy at Penn State, the old Flashes.
R.I.P.
Yeah, that's
The Fighting OBs, my God.
for that reason. I will take Buffalo. I think they're like Sarah said, their ground game's too good. Get it?
That guy is still running I hope he knows the direction to whatever stadium they're playing in this week. But there's no reason to pick against Buffalo.
All right, good picks, everybody. Next, let's go. One of my favorite times of this weekly show is the Huskers, Nebraska. They're traveling to Rutgers. This is a must-win for the Huskers. You can't lose to the Rutgers. They're traveling to New York. Rutgers are a 6.5-point underdog. I'm taking the Skurs, and I'm really, really nervous if Nebraska loses this game. I might have to fly down to Shan and see Borum and Casey Musgraves here. But Lane, who do you like in the Nebraska-Rutgers game?
Yeah, as much as I love seeing Josh be upset every week, I'm going to go ahead and choose his Skurs as well. I chose them last time, and yeah, let's keep it going. Go Nebraska. Ugh, I don't like saying that.
How'd that go?
They're going to win this week. Sarah?
Disgusting.
Ugh.
I'm going to say it too. Go Huskers. I think they barely scratched this one out. I'm talking like touchdown field goal status. They scraped by Skinner. Jordan and Josh?
Rutgers quarterback is actually from Wahoo, Nebraska. Played for Nebraska last year. Was the third string guy.
Does he know Emma?
But then he transferred there and led Rutgers to a better record than Nebraska. But he's out. So Rutgers being down a quarterback, I don't know. I hope the Skurs hold this one. We'll see. They ruin my weekend every time.
Jared,
I don't know if you boys can see it. We got a nice little commemorative sellout celebration for the 200th in a row. Nebraska beat Colorado with old Osborne at the helm. I got a 1994 championship mug here. Oh, what brighter days. Rutgers is not going to let him come back. The Shiano man, baby. Probably should have been hired in Tennessee. We kind of look bad now. We kind of
Okay.
look bad.
What a great start. All right, next we've got Lane Malay's Oregon Ducks traveling to California to play the Trojans from USC. USC is only a 3.5-point favorite here. Lane, no offense, but I think this is going to be a blowout. I'd take that money all day. USC by a lot. Lane, who do you like?
Nebraska has been chugging objects lately, but they're going to shut Jordan down with his obsession with USC in the Pac-12. Oregon is going to roll. When I say roll, they'll probably win by 3. But Oregon has this game. Absolutely. USC is not the hype that you guys have been giving. Oregon all the way. Quack, quack, baby. Sarah.
Maris.
Oregon played awful against Oregon State, so I think USC is going to straight Sparta kick the shit out of your Ducks, Lane. Sorry to say it. Jordan and Josh?
That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, Sarah.
I think USC's front. They're 5-0, but 3 of those wins are comeback. It's 3 of the worst teams. Well, UCLA is okay. Arizona State sucks. Arizona sucks. They barely beat them. Comeback win beat them. UCLA was up 2 scores on them. USC's a fraud. Sorry, Biddy, but I'm going with the Ducks.
W's are
Josh.
W's, Josh. In this game of life, you got to take every W you can, and the Trojans have, and the Trojans will. The Trojans, in the words of Lane Malay, will roll.
All right, now we're getting into our Saturday games. We've got Northwestern traveling to Ohio State. Ohio State, a 20.5-point favorite here. I'm obviously taking the Buckeyes. They're my top 4. But Lane Malay, who do you like in this one and why?
Like they were both for red.
I think Ohio State's going to get blown out in the playoffs, but they're not getting blown out to Northwestern. Yeah, they're too hard to rule out right now. You know, they're playing. I wouldn't say they're playing phenomenal. You know, Indiana kind of exposed them, but yeah, Ohio State's going to win this one for sure. Sarah?
I'm going to go Northwestern on this one. Ohio State barely beat Indiana.
The Queen coming in strong. Damn.
Yeah, I don't think Ohio State has any business being in this game to begin with, so I'm going to go Northwestern. Josh and Jordan?
Shit, dude, that makes me nervous.
I think this game's going to be kind of sloppy, because Northwestern just grinds. And they don't make mistakes. They have good defense. Ohio State wins with something low, like 24-14. They don't look very good, which, like I said, in rankings, I think they dropped to 4. But they'll still get in. You know, everybody loves them.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Northwestern might be the least exciting college football program that has ever lived. They always have some white middle linebacker with a neck roll. Pat Fitzgerald's calling like fullback dives. Ohio State's going to blow the fucking doors off those jackasses. I
Strong
stand by
word.
that. Justin Fields is way too good for those clowns to hold anything up against him.
Strong words from a strong man. All right.
Captain Insano.
Captain Insano.
Don't go do what was Arlington? You don't go.
All right, we're gonna go with another good game. Oklahoma. They travel to everybody knows at Iowa
It's
State.
in Arlington. We looked it up.
Oh shit, it is. Okay.
Is it? It's not names?
I got to holster it this week.
Well, anyways, Iowa State is a 5.5-point underdog here. I'm still rolling with the Cyclones. I like Iowa State. They've had a lot of good wins this year. Lane, who do you like in this one?
Absolutely Iowa State. They surfaced my top 8 this week, and I think they're there for a good reason. Honestly, they should have been there last week over Miami. I made that mistake. Jordan, I don't agree with you a lot of times, but Iowa State, you nailed this one, buddy. They're going to win big over the shitty Oklahoma team. Sarah.
Iowa State, I just think Purdy has more experience in games like this. And, I mean, Iowa State already beat Oklahoma, so I see him going 2-0 against the Sooners. Jordan and Josh?
I'm going with Oklahoma. Iowa State's been playing really well, and not names. Sooners won 6 in a row. I think they're, like Sarah kind of alluded to it, they have a freshman quarterback, but I think he's kind of getting his bearings. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the Sooners. Here we go.
This isn't going to be
Here we go.
a big blowout either way. This is going to be a damn close game, and it's because Matt Campbell is one of the best coaches in America. And if he leaves for Auburn, like Gene Chizik did, who went on to win a national championship with Cam Newton, a lot of people forget he came from Iowa State. You don't go to Ames, boys, and you know what you don't do anymore? You don't go to Arlington to play the Cyclones all day. Matt Campbell.
God, I love that. All right. All right. Next, we've got
Oh my God.
this is kind of an intriguing one, but Jordy, your heart rate won't go down on this pick because we got Texas A&M. Texas A&M is going to Tennessee. They're going to
I'm
play
in a flat line.
your Vols. Your Vols are a 14-point underdog. I obviously think Texas A&M. This might be the biggest lopsided victory of all time. I hate to say it, Jerry, but I just do not see the Vols keeping it within 40. Maybe, I don't know. I'm worried about you this Saturday. We'll see. I think it's going to be a really big ass whooping. I don't know if we've ever seen an ass whooping like this. It's just one of those.
Ass whooping one more time, boy. I get
Anyways,
it.
Lane, why do you think Tennessee's going to lose?
Tennessee won't even hold a candle to Texas A&M. But real quick, I don't want to take up everyone's time. But if you've noticed, every week I've not put Texas A&M on my top 8. For the sole reason because I think Alabama and Florida are the better SEC teams. However, Texas A&M deserves to be in that top 8 more than most of these other teams. Honestly, they really do. Texas A&M is great. With that being said, they're going to absolutely piss pound Tennessee so bad that this might be Jordan's last episode, everyone. So get a good look at him because this might be it. Sarah?
Going to drown in hams.
All right. I'm going Texas A&M on this one. I truly believe they should be the number 4 team in the country right now, not Ohio State. I think if everything goes in Texas A&M's favor, Bama loses and Ohio State gets upset by Northwestern, I think A&M has a good chance to sneak themselves into the playoffs. So I think if the chips fall right for A&M, they get a win and they need who they need to loses, I think they're going to end up seeing themselves in one of those college playoff games. Jordan and Josh?
Right, Sarah, because they're already at 5, so they really just need one person. Play each other.
You know what? Then I'm not even going to acknowledge you. I'm just going to say Jordan.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Wait, no.
I don't have anything to talk about.
We're back.
A&M's better, but not by a lot. They're overrated, but Tennessee's not good. You got it.
Yeah, we kind of hit on it. Vols are bad. Jeremy Pruitt is not that great. He's a great X's and O's guys, but he has a long ways to go. Texas A&M has done everything right this year except for show up when they played Bama, which they got their doors blown off. And a lot of what's happening right now, because they beat Florida, it kind of reminds me of back in the day. I want to say it was 2008 when Oklahoma, Texas, and Texas Tech all beat each other, but the one blowout was Oklahoma over Texas Tech. This is before the playoffs, so they jumped in. It just seems like they're that kind of team that they did everything right but one game. And what's not going to be the difference is them making me drink quite a bit this weekend. They're not making the playoffs. They're bad. Kellen Mond is bad. He might throw up 2 picks against Tennessee. He's that bad.
All right.
Bad.
The Vols are
They're
going
still
down.
going to win by 35 because the Vols are worse.
The Vols are going
Matchup
down.
worse shit.
Next, we've got our ACC championship game. What I think is the game of the week, a rematch from a couple weeks ago. Clemson at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a 10.5-point underdog here, which is crazy to me. But you guys heard my top 4. I'm taking Notre Dame in this one. I think they beat them twice. Trevor Lawrence this, Trevor Lawrence that. I don't think it matters this time around. Notre Dame's defense I like a lot. All right, Lane, who do you got in the ACC championship?
Look like Mimi. I look like mine. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Hey,
Boys.
Muppets, will you guys quiet
Clemson-
down over there?
Sorry, who'd you pick? Did he? Notre Dame.
Notre
My
Dame.
God. You guys done?
It's the old guys from the Muppets.
Clemson is going to fucking roll. Let me know when you're ready.
Pre-K pause. Lynn's talking.
Okay.
You can hear my voice.
Clemson,
Shouldn't be
I don't know.
Hear my voice. I need you to clap. I'd fucking hate you in class, Alex.
All right, Lane, let's hear what you got to say, boy.
Wow.
There is nothing that has changed my mind on Clemson all year. You know, there was a time when Luke Powers was supposed to come on here and talk to me, but instead he went Manti Te'o's girlfriend on us and didn't show up. He didn't exist. He was gone. We needed him. He went to give his case, but instead he hides behind his little freaking Facebook fingers. Yeah, I hope you're listening. I had zero hate towards Notre Dame until you open that stupid freaking mouth of yours, Blue. So, that being said, I'll calm down.
Luke's gonna beat your ass someday.
He couldn't beat up a box of kittens. He's too busy getting kicked out of fucking basketball games. I wish I could say that I haven't either.
Terrible.
But,
Hey.
anyways, he can't be here to defend himself because he
He'll
has.
comment.
Oh, he'll comment. He'll
He'll
make fun of
comment.
my weight, or he'll make fun of past issues. But that's
or he'll bring
another
up the
thing.
hat.
No, that's enough. Clemson rolls. Clemson rolls big. Every one of you, I want a 3-part apology when this is over. Luke, I want you to do the dirty.
Hey, Lane, here's your apology.
Lane, I don't have to apologize because I think Clemson takes this one too. I think Trevor Lawrence is back, and even though he's probably not 100%, I think Clemson's looking for revenge. They want to, secure their spot in the college football playoffs. They are going to try to roll Notre Dame with everything they have and prove a point. So, Jordan, go ahead.
I can see my
like
time
a
to
little
jump
bit
on the Bucks.
Come on, Muppet One, let's go.
Going with Notre Dame, my head says Clemson because it's a rematch, and like you guys have been saying, Trevor Lawrence is back. But Notre Dame's looked pretty good ever since that game. They've only gotten better. I'm going with the Irish. Powers, you're still annoying. I want to see you and Lane fight. That's all I have to say about it.
Wouldn't be a fight.
Katie?
It's insane that we're betting against Trevor Lawrence, who is without a doubt the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, and a guy the Jets completely dismantled their whole franchise and half the city of New York for. There's a lot of great quarterbacks that go out their college career on a loss. Peyton Manning, other guys. I got Notre Dame, and there's not really a reason. I just want them to win because that's the only way Florida gets in. That's all I got. Clemson should win this game, but God, Damn it! If I'm going to believe in anything, maybe it's a Catholic.
All
Maybe
right.
they got something in the tank.
Next, we've got two
Would you rather
disappointing.
have me pick the BYU Mormons? They already lost to the Chanticleers. Catholics are obviously higher on the hierarchy.
All right, next we've got two teams playing each other that were bigger disappointments than Lane Malay's NFL career, Josh Borum's NFL career. We've got the Minnesota Golden Gophers traveling to the Badgers of Wisconsin. Wisconsin being a 12-point favorite. Well, I'll let Borum tell that little story, but I am going with the Badgers here. Lane, who do you like here in this one?
You at least care.
I've got O-line U, Wisconsin. They're gonna roll over Minnesota. Sarah.
Wisconsin. Minnesota's not the same team they were last year, and I just want you to know Josh had like a 53-yard field goal. He would have made it in that. He would have been fine.
Thank you.
It wasn't his kicking that prevented that from happening.
Hey,
It was a record.
It was a proper
It had nothing to do with his kicking.
Jordan.
I'm taking Minnesota in an upset. Wisconsin's lost 3 in a row. Going with the Gophers. They played real well last week against a tough Nebraska team.
Jardy?
I'm going to take Minnesota. They finally found that paddle last week to row the fucking boat against Nebraska. So I think they keep on rowing right down the river.
Remember when Jordy dressed up as the head coach from Minnesota? And then
Dude, that guy has the
they
cleanest look
sucked.
in all of
That
head
they
coaching.
suck.
That guy has the cleanest look in all of head coaching. He gives a shit. He just needs to get a new mantra. He's the only guy who humps one mantra his whole career.
All right. Speaking of mantras, let's talk about Boise State traveling to San Jose State. San Jose State is a 6.5-point underdog here. I'm rolling with the Broncos. Shout out Brian Cronley. Lane, who do you like, Betty, and why?
We go ahead and take Wyoming on this one. I think that they no. San Jose. I got San Jose. Boise. I hate Boise. Boise's not a state, but I guess San Jose's not a state either. I hate that argument.
Wyoming.
Yeah, San Jose is going to win this one.
Sarah, you got Wyoming too?
Yeah, actually I do. Anyway, no, I have San Jose State. They just entered the rankings 24th. I think Boise State showed how completely fucking overrated they are against Wyoming. And I think San Jose is going to go in and truly upset them. Jordan and Josh.
But you did get a little bit exposed last week against a mediocre Wyoming team. But it's tough to play at the
Mediocre,
War.
like, at best.
Yeah, at best. It's tough to play at the War. We know this.
That'll
High
do it.
elevation, it's cold.
We know this.
But I think Boise State's too good in this one.
Yeah, you know, Sheridan.
We know this.
Yeah, Sheridan.
Kelly Walsh knows all about it, too.
Sheridan knows, Central knows, everyone knows.
Jardy, come on. Who do you like, Betty?
Boise, the truth.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the reclamation job that Nick Starkel, playing for San Jose State, has done with his life. Used to play for Mississippi State under Dan Mullen right before he left, and he came back, revitalized the program that was bad, and now they're undefeated playing Boise State. Boise State and Bachmeier at quarterback, I think he's going to beat them. I think they're clearly the more talented team. But Nick Starkel is going to make it a game. Those guys fight hard for that guy. They have some things going down there. That coach is probably going to leave too, and he should, because once Starkel leaves, they're going to be horseshit.
Right. Next, we've got, let's talk about, is the Arizona State game still on, right, at Oregon State? Arizona State traveling to Oregon State. Oregon State is 7.5-point underdog. I'm taking ASU. They looked fucking great last week. Started the game off with a kick return, and then they've recovered a fumble within the 5. I'm taking my Sun Devils all day. Lane, who do you like, ASU versus Oregon State? Hey,
I
Demi.
also have Bevo and I both have Arizona State. As much as I love Payne and that offensive line at Oregon State, I'm sorry, but ASU.
Can you get the dog to talk so we can hear it?
He's too distracted because Borm's on.
Hey, Statler and Waldorf, why don't you quiet down there? Go ahead,
Did
Sarah.
you Google that? Looked up the names.
He Googled it.
Well, I didn't want to call Muppet 1 and Muppet 2. Phenomena.
It has nothing to do with the Muppets.
Lane, did you
Go
pick
ahead,
Arizona
go ahead,
State?
Sarah.
I'm going to
Did I
ASU.
choose Arizona State?
Hey, they didn't ask you, Lane,
I did.
He did ask me, Sarah.
and you didn't answer right. Anyway, I'm going to ASU. They're coming off that 70-7 offensive high. They're just going to roll it and probably roll it in the next season, I hope.
I agree, Sarah.
Bert and Ernie.
No, Statler and Waldorf. Jerns Waldorf. Born Statler. Come on, you two.
All the effort I put into this little deal we got going on here, and I just get blasted every week. Well, going after
Statler.
Lane.
I'm the Waldorf, apparently.
I'm taking the Beavers here. The
Boo!
first
What a
seed's good at
surprise.
home. Good at home. They beat Oregon at home. We got the Buzz up there, Payne and Austin, sticking with Beavs. And who doesn't like Beaver? Anyway,
Jesus.
Quick sponsor break.
Jordan, what kind of cup is that you're drinking out of? Jeez.
Rock Pile.
This is Rocky's Fan of the Year. This is their 20th year, and a reminder that they promised me a lot of things they didn't cash in on.
Okay,
Let's
well,
not
who
get
do
into
you
it.
pick?
I'm going
Before we
with
all
One
Hey,
practice at a
Lord.
time.
They just retired Kevin Sumlin. They just ended a man who ruined Khalil Tate, who could have been one of the better college football players if they kept fucking Rich Rod, the morons. Just a bad – Arizona's bad. Bad. But Arizona State, Herm Edwards and the boys, Marvin Lewis, I can't go against them, even though Oregon State is very promising at this point. I got to go with the Sun Devils.
Another former Nebraska.
All right, let's travel to Cincinnati, where Tulsa comes to town. Cincinnati is a four. Bearcats are a 14-point favorite here. I'm rolling with the Bearcats. I like this team since day one. Little Travis Kelce, alma mater. Muppets, do you have something to say here? There. Hey,
My
Waldo,
God, you two.
why don't you zip it? Make out after the show. All right, Lane, go ahead. Who do
Mix
you
up
like?
everything, huh?
Tulsa at Cincinnati. Who do you like?
I got Cincy on this one too. Obviously, they're my number 4. Yeah, I mean, they're just playing so good, and it's really tough to keep them in my 4. But they have no reason not to be in my 4 because of how things are going to pan out. Like right now, they should not be top 4. Absolutely not. But after this week, I mean, who are you going to throw in there? So I got Cincy winning this one. Sarah?
I'm going Cincy. They've been solid all season. I don't really see any reason for them to mess that up now. Bert and Ernie.
Phenomena.
I'm going with Cincy as well. I think their defense is too good. What do you think?
Cincinnati and Luke Fickell have a hell of a thing going. But I picked this earlier in the year, and it got postponed, and it got postponed again, and then lo and behold, they meet in the championship. Also earlier in the year, upset UCF. I believe they gave a hell of a game to Oklahoma State, but I can't. That was so long ago. In Stillwater, they have a first-round talent on their defense, and Zaven Collins, 6'4", 260 from Hominy, Oklahoma. Dude's got 52 tackles, 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 4 interceptions. He does it all for Tulsa. He is the Golden Hurricane, and the Golden Hurricane will prevail. Cincinnati, nice knowing you. Luke Fickell, get out.
He's in.
This is kind of a
Yeah.
proving game for Luke Fickell.
Get out.
All right, let's go to our game of the week. We've got Alabama roll damn tide traveling to Florida Gators. The Gators are a 17-point underdog here after last week's debacle. I think a couple of us have Bama struggle in this game, but as crazy as it sounds, I'm going to roll with Bama on this one. I know I had them at number 2 in my top 4, but I'm still going to take them. Lane, who do you like in what could possibly be the game of the century, if you will?
This is ridiculous that this conversation's happening. Yeah. Florida's a great team, And what happened to them was super shitty. That's true. That poor guy, well, no, not poor guy, that dummy just ruined so much for them. However, this is one of the best Alabama football teams that they could throw out there right now. This is ridiculous that they even think that Florida or any of these teams are going to hold a candle. I'm sorry. This Bama, this is all Bama. 2 down doesn't matter because this is Bama football. Sarah.
You guys already know my pick. I'm going Alabama, roll damn tide all day. I do think, however, Florida is going to keep it close and keep fans like me in an absolute state of anxiety until like 5 minutes left in the game. But unfortunately, I know Florida needs to win for a lot of things to happen for other teams and for themselves. I just don't see it happening against Najee Harris and Mac Jones and all of the offensive elements they have. And they have a great defense too, and I don't see Florida sneaking by it. Josh and Jordan?
I think Alabama is probably sick of the Kyle Trask talk. Just trying to put myself in Nick Saban's shoes. I think he's going to have a moment where he says, so I'll show you who's the best quarterback in the country. It's not your guy. That's just kind of attitude he has, I think. I don't know. I've never met the guy, but I feel like he's going to try to embarrass Kyle Trask. And they're going to because they have the to do it. I think Alabama wins by 3 touchdowns.
More on that. Mac Jones, who was a Heisman candidate at one point, his team scored 52 points the other day, and he didn't throw a touchdown. That speaks to a lot about the talent within that program, and it speaks to a lot about what he's been able to do with that talent in that program. And I do think he's a good quarterback. But 52 points, and you're not involved scoring in any ways. I know he's moving the ball for him. They have probably 6 first or second rounders, and most of those guys are going to go in the first round of this draft, Mac Jones included, because the NFL is a quarterback-hungry league. He might go to the Bears, and I get to watch him be bad for years. But this is a game where I look at a team that was a thrown shoe, for fuck's sakes, away. You're Kyle Trask putting up stats in a full season that rival one of the all-time seasons in all of college football history with Joe Burrow. You are on pace for that, and you don't even get a full season. Kadarius Toney, Kyle Pitts, I think they do it. I think they come in motivated. I think Dan Mullen is a hell of a game planner, and they pull it off. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a lot of points, but I think at the very end of the game, Kyle Trask pulls something up.
All right, that concludes the final week of the regular season for the People's Game Day. As for Josh Borm, Lane Millay, Larry, it's got to be Jerry Neuwirth, and our one and only, the Queen of Pick'em, Sarah Morris. I'm Dallas Hansen signing off. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next week.